They all want to go home already. You can go home. Let's see if I can. Perry, Poppy, Pansy, who is not supposed to be down this far because of her heart. She usually is not interested in coming this far, but whatever. Percy's around here somewhere too. Anyway, what happened today? First of all, oh, here comes the car. First of all, I had the day off, and that's kind of a miracle. I wonder if this guy sees me. I wonder if this guy sees my cats. It's okay, Perry. I see. They see. No. Okay. That guy's gone and nobody got squished. I had a day off work, and that's going to be like a miracle for me to be saying that anytime in the future, I think, for short term anyway, because, y'all heard me complain about my job a lot. Well, somebody finally pulled the plug and gave notice, and now literally about 2/3 of the people are leaving. It's like everybody's like, oh, she's leaving? Well, I guess I'm leaving too. As a matter of fact, I keep getting people saying, well, are you going? Are you going? I'm like, no, I don't give a shit. And I don't have any, it's weird to say, I don't have any personal investment in my job at all. It's probably why I can tolerate doing it. If I get moved to a different department, who cares? I don't care that I'm not going to be working with an individual person because I don't interact so much, I mean, there's bonkers crazy things about certain people that I work with. The manager of everything, who thank God is one of the people who's given notice, is an absolute disaster to work with. She can't handle the stress, and so what she does is she literally will yell, why do we have so many customers? And I'm like, because we're a business. I don't know. So she vents all the time on her underlings, which, by the way, if you're a boss, that is not what you're supposed to do. Business 101 is you complain up the chain, not down the chain. Anyway, she's a really bad manager. But she'll be out of there. Now, that means again, we've been understaffed, and now we're going to have about 1/3 of the staff. So we're going to be crazy busy, but you know what? Without having the god-awful stress of certain people that I'm working, although a couple of the worst are still hanging around. But again, I don't know. I have a feeling that what I've been doing, there might be a major restructuring, and that'd be cool. Whoa, 1, 2, 3, is that still Pansy? I don't know why she's all the way down here. Anyway, it might be Percy. But I think that's Pansy. Oh well, I'll be carrying her home. Carrying Perry home. And they hate each other and they fight, so I'll be scratched up to the gills. Anyway, yeah. So me having a day off might be even more unlikely for the short, immediate future. And that's fine. My next trip is like less than a month away. I haven't planned that much for it. Usually I have everything bought in advance. I haven't done that yet. And I was like, oh, I got to do that. And then I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to be outside in the city. There is no reason for me to buy them, all the tickets right today, when if I wait until the week before, I'll be able to know what the weather is going to be like, because maybe I'm going to be changing my plans. If it's going to be pouring monsoon the entire time, I'm not going to be outside. You know what I mean? Have you seen some of the pictures from London, etc.? I really am not interested in that sort of thing. I might, I don't know, have a change in plans. So I think I need to still be more flexible. Can you see my guys? There's Perry. That is Poppy. And that is Percy. Oh my goodness. It's already cool enough that I can see my breath. What the heck? What the heck, Perry? Okay, I gotta turn this off because these are the guys that come out with the flashlight to ask me if everything's okay and chase my cats. I'm sure they're just trying to be nice. People just don't think. Dog people don't think, oh, cats, you gotta act a completely different way with them. Anyway, I am avoiding what I really wanted? See, that's it. I don't want to. That I really plan on talking about. Which is this update. This is day 3 since my father died. Ugh. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm like, oi, it's so, dreadful. Literally, sucking the life out of me. That I'm like, I don't deal with this crap anymore. So anyway, I work at night. Well, I don't work at night. I don't work overnight. I work into the night. Last night I worked, it was, I can't keep track of the days. Last night, I guess it's today, I worked until about 2 in the morning. And then I got a nice, cheery call. Oh gosh, Perry, get out of the road. To say, hey, today's the day that your father is being cremated. I wasn't sure if I was supposed to tell you this. I'm like, no, you don't need to tell me this. You definitely don't need to call and wake me up. I was so dead asleep that I was my mouth was dry and I could barely talk. It was terrible. And I keep having these dreams from hell. Oh my God. I keep having dreams about my mother. Okay, there we go. Let's see. I dreamed that I was living somewhere else, and I want to say I was living in, I don't know, a different country, one of them hotter countries. My gut says it was something like Taiwan area, maybe it's the Caribbean, I don't know. But it was radically different from where and I was living in this sort of, I guess, like a hotel or a, homing, place, or I don't know, where they have rooms to rent, I don't know. And I had gone and I had gotten this fruit type milkshake something from a bar. Oh my God, are you ready for hell, for absolute hell? This is one of the most avoidant personality disorder hell dreams. It's been so long since I had one so clear as a bell as what it was. So anyway, I had been living there and I had this place and blah, blah, blah. My mother showed up with my son and a couple other people. I don't know who they were. Peripherals, just, to make it worse, to get witness of what was going on. Anyway, she came because she'd heard stories of what I was doing, and she literally, in this dream, wanted to see for herself, to judge if she agreed with my assessment of what my life was like. I was like, holy, that alone should have woken me up right there. Talk about a nightmare. So first she's in this place and she's like, oh, it's creaking when I walk and the lights are flickering. I guess it's haunted. I'm like, oh my God, it's old. Shut up. But that's not what I said in the dream. Literally in the dream. I was just like, okay, yeah, sure, whatever. Or, doing the appeasing thing, like, I don't want to hear or debate with you about your judgment of my lifestyle, because that's what she was doing. Then, oh, this is bad. This is bad. We went back to this bar place where they were selling these milkshakes that were not milkshakes. They were like these fruit drinks, but they were like milkshake, but fruit with no milk. I don't understand. It was a dream. Anyway, here's the thing. We went down. We all sat at the bar. The guy went right down the line. Boom, boom, boom. Asked everybody what they wanted. I was in the middle. He skipped me, went to the next person right down the line. Then he went off and did his thing. And I leaned over to my son and I said, "Did I order something?" And he heard me and he came back and he said, "Oh, here, I got you the drink that you had ordered and liked before and a glass of water," and nobody else got the water. And they were right in front of me, but they were like closer to the bar side. So he didn't ask. Oh, this is so classic. If I don't get told exactly what something, that's for me, I would never assume it's for me. I mean, I didn't even see this in the dream. I did when he pointed it out. I didn't notice it at all. So he saw me walk through the door and like immediately gave me what I had ordered before because I liked it before. Oh my God, horrifying to somebody with avoidant personality disorder that you would be like seen and remembered like that. And then he was like, "Oh, well, you didn't want this one." And I was like, no, it's good, it's fine. And he's like, "No, I'll just make you another one." And I was like, no, I just didn't notice. I was paying attention to other people. I just didn't notice. I went on like 5 times back and forth. He's like, "I'll just make you something else." And I was like, no. Oh my God. That was so bad. That was awful. And I keep having dreams like this since my father died. Oh, they're terrible. I mean, who knows? Maybe I have dreams like this all the time. Something tells me the stress of my life is causing this sort of situation. Anyway, so yeah, I was in the middle of one of those dreams. Oh, the one that I was dreaming when the guy from the funeral home called me to tell me that my father was being cremated today. I was dreaming that my son had moved. And I didn't know where, but my mother knew, and she was coming to pick me up and drive me over to his new place, and she was holding it over my head that she knew where that he lived, and he let her in on knowing where he lived, but I didn't know, and I was out of the loop. Seriously. Now, this is what they're talking about when they say avoidant personality disorder is different from anxiety, social anxiety. Social anxiety happens when you're in a social situation. Avoidant personality disorder happens all the time, even when you're asleep. These were not me dreaming about being in social situations. Not really. I mean, the first one with a horrifying bar kind of was. The other one is just hang out with my mother, who, in case you didn't remember, is dead. It's kind of weird, but whatever. Hang out with my mother, hang out with my son. These are not like social things. But the constant I'm being judged, I'm having somebody lord over me that they know something that I don't. Oh my God. So then, more story time. The rest of the day. My son needed a ride to Walmart. Now, did he need a ride to Walmart? No. Did he need something and an excuse to have a connection with his mom since his grandfather just died? I think so. So I was like, okay, it's my day off. Whatever, I can go give you a ride to Walmart. I hate Walmart. Now, I didn't always hate Walmart, but definitely since the pandemic, I really get stressed out in Walmart which, in case you're wondering, yes, in the United States, they just changed the masking laws, but not where I live, because in Maine, we're supposed to follow the national guideline, but the rate, did you hear that? Sound like a wolf or something, a coyote, dog howling that I'm exaggerating. Anyway, the rate of transmission where I live is low enough you still don't need a mask. Unless you're not, you know, vaccinated. I got vaccinated. Don't really want to have a debate about it. But you walk in there and all the kids, it's illegal for kids to even get the vaccine. Nobody's wearing a mask. It freaked me out at the height of the pandemic. It freaks me out now, mostly because I'm not really afraid of getting sick again, because I had it a year ago, March. Definitely not to get it as sick as I was then, but I really hate the idea of getting it and giving it to somebody else. Anyway, but still, like, I don't know, the idea of having, this is weird, but the idea of having so many choices, again, I feel judged. I feel judged by what I get and when I buy, and I as much as possible, very much go through the self-checkout lines, which those stress me out because I'm like, this is so stupid. What if I don't have any money in the account? What if it's closed for some reason and I can't pay? Oh my God, that is not going to ever happen. Definitely not when I've been working as much as I've been working. You see, Pop? I mean, this is stupid things to stress out about. Oh, I thought this was the spot. This is not the spot where the ghost is. That's up there further. Hey, Pop, you want to go check out the ghost? Maybe the ghost will come and get me since I've been so stressed. Anyway, yeah. So, Walmart generally is a stressful thing for me lately. Again, worse than normal. I mean, it should be perfect for me because it's such a big, anonymous place where you won't be noticed, you won't be recognized, you won't have the evil thing that happened in that dream with the bartender where people know you and know your habits, and that's not going to happen, hopefully, in a Walmart, and yet still. Well, this is what happened today when I went to the Walmart. I saw one of my cousins. I thought I saw one of my cousins. I was pretty sure it was one of my cousins, but she blew right past me and didn't. I mean, this is 3 days after my father died. I was in the hospital room when her mother died. I do family things. They're a terrible obligation a lot of times, and it's usually the worst things I'm involved in. I avoid weddings, but I show up to funerals because that's when people need the support. And I was there when her mother died, and she ignored me. I was like, oh, all right, well, maybe I dodged a bullet. Yeah, there's a cat in that house. You're not going to get it, Pop. Anyway, then we left, and irony of the universe, she was parked right next to me and was leaving at the same time. And again, looked right at me, didn't say a thing. This is my cousin who has been informed, definitely, that my father just died, because she was also informed that we're finally, after 2.5 years, going to bury my mother. And, like, set the date, whatever, save the date thing. And she looked right at me and didn't say a word. And I'm like, this is the way my family treats me. On the one hand, it's perfect for an avoidant person. On the other hand, it validates every terrible thing you say about an avoidant person, or what they say about themselves. I should definitely clarify that. All the things that you think about yourself, when you have that sort of interaction or lack of interaction, that's exactly how it registers. No ghost. Let's go back. Come on, Pop. Let's go find everybody that we left in the dust. There's 3 cats up there somewhere that we gotta go collect. Anyway, yeah. I mean, I don't know what's worse. Walking in randomly and running into somebody like a relative you haven't seen for a while, or having the relative totally ignore and blow you off even though you just had like this major thing happen. This major thing with family. I mean, if it was like, again, I'm going through this weird stuff with my job. Let's say the entire company shuts down and I'm out of work. Okay, you know what? How would she know that? That would make sense. You know, and she doesn't have anything to do with my work. It would make perfect sense for her to like, even if she knew about it, to ignore it because there's no, you know, there's no connection there. But she's family and my family just died. And I'm there for her when her family dies. Like, hello. And I'm driving away, like, in shock. I think that's Perry. That better be Perry. If that's not Perry, that might be a skunk. Oh, that's a skunk. Cool. Poppy, please. Oh, my God. Okay, well, if I get sprayed, it'll be a hilarious video, right? Anyway, yeah, my kid, afterward, I was like, oh my God, like, how rude is that? I mean, that is rude. I mean, okay, I had the one cousin I told directly. The only reason I told my cousin directly was because I was trying to track down my sister, who was not answering the phone, and it was kind of important. Poppy, he's gonna go get sprayed. Jesus Christ. Actually, one of my cats really likes skunks. Maybe he's gonna try and have a new friend. Oh, please don't get sprayed. Oh, please don't get sprayed. Anyway, so I had the one cousin who said she would make sure to blast it all over everywhere about what was going on with my father and this pending burial ceremony. You know, she was like, oh, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Oh, here comes Perry. That was definitely a skunk. Pop, come on. Kind of distracted. You know, random skunk coming across your path in the middle of the night. It's kind of traumatizing. Can you see him? Let's see. If I put the light on, can you see him better? Nope, you can't see him better. I'll just have the neighbors complain. Anyway, my kid, after I told him this, oh, he's going to play with skunk too. God. You know, I mean, he's autistic. He was not trying to butter me up. He was not trying to, you know, make a joke. Oh, there's Percy. So there we go. We found the 3, except Perry's gone off. He said, oh, well, probably because you just look better than when she knew you before, and so that's why she didn't recognize you. I was like, oh my God. Because this is, you know, you get an autistic kid, and you get him saying something like that, that is not blowing steam. I was like, oh. I was like, yeah, that's why I keep my kid around. Because every once in a while, he comes up with something that's undeniable. It's just like fact as he sees it. A lot of times they're nasty, but every once in a while it's like, oh, well, hey, Perry. Yeah, I know, they're over there. They're gone. Anyway, so he sort of pulled it out for me. You know, it was just like tanking for a bit there. That I'm like, oh my God. You know, and I mean, this side of the family, the other, it's not my father's side, it was my mother's side, it's a cousin, and they are super religious. They are, as a matter of fact, this particular cousin of mine was a missionary for a while. Not with, you know, they're not Mormons. They are Salvation Army people. Soldiers? I don't know. I should know all the terminology, but I don't. Anyway, they've gone up that street. Oh, well, they're on their way home. Except Poppy is right here, so I don't know where the rest of them are. That's Perry. Okay, some of them are coming. Some of them are not. They're cats. They have mind of their own. Anyway, I mean, it just seems even more ironic to me. These are people who their job is to be, you know, have empathy toward everybody and to help them all out. And I'm family who has definitely been there for them in the past, and I get the shaft. Mind you, this is one of the cousins who, if I had gone to the party this month, oh my God, 4th of July party, that was only a few weeks ago. Holy Lord. I would have been like pinned until I had told all of my tales of everything that I've done since last time I saw her. Because these are the ones that are in each other's back pockets. They know everything that's going on. And I am new, fresh meat. New stories. Let's see if the cats run away from this car. One over there, one there, one there. And I'm sure Pansy's gone home because she's the smartest of the lot. She doesn't do this going for a walk crowd. Anyway, I mean, it could have been that she would have been incapable of keeping her damn selfish sort of instincts in check. And she would have insisted that, even though I'm in shock, which I suppose means that I'm in mourning, I mean, who really cares? Big whoop. I mean, you know, okay, so I took a little trip and I saw something compared to my father just died. You know, this is like Jupiter next to Pluto. Come on now. Yes, I got interesting stories. No, now is not the time to tell them. And if she wanted to hear the interesting stories, she should have been, you know, checking in with me at any point. And she didn't. So, whatever. So, I mean, it definitely dodged that bullet. But it's just like, it's a shot in the teeth. And it's, again, it reinforces all the thoughts that are attached to avoidant personality disorder. Of course, I'm not worthy of the most basic of, you know, just conventional wisdom, politeness. Like one of my coworkers lost her father just a couple years ago, and she's still broken up about it often and talks about it often. And, you know, so this is like subject of chat. It's like, Jesus Christ. Anyway, she was just like, and I told her, I was like, kind of like shocked, joking, which is how I cope with things. And I was like, okay, you know, what happens? What does everybody do for you when you've had a death? You know, she's like, oh my God, the food. We had so much food. We had to throw it out and everything else. Again, same with my mother. Here's my father. Zero. She's like, oh my God, what kind of food do you like? I'm going to send some to you. I'm like, no, you freaking hell are not. You do not know my address. You are not going to know my address. No, thank you very much. I can buy my own damn food. It's not that I'm like destitute and looking for food. It's that my family sucks. They don't even know how to be slightly compassionate or polite, and it's their job because they're Salvation Army officers. It's their literal job. And, you know, I can't get like the most basic, you know, social, you know, expectations out of my family that I've helped for years. Jesus Christ. I got a couple cards when my mother died. I told everybody, I thought this was like bizarre. I got way more cards when my cat died at Christmas. I got none from my father. None at all. And I'm sorry I'm keeping track of this. And, these are the statistics, but, I'll have these sort of impressions, and then I'm like, oh, I'm crazy. I'm just being a bitch. I'm crazy. And then I'm like, well, let's look at some actual hard facts. Actual hard facts. Nothing from my family. No reaction, no response at all. I have my sister going crazy on me because she wants me to coordinate everything in the way that she wants it done. And that's about it. The only thing I've gotten mailed to me, no, you guys don't know my address. No, you can't mail anything to me, okay? It's not, I wouldn't kvetch to people who I actually had any expectation of. I'm kvetching about the people who should have done this and they didn't. The only mail I've gotten, I swear to God, is from the hospice that killed both my parents. They're so friggin' happy with themselves. It took like less than 3 hours to kill my father. They are really getting efficient, right? They sent me a whole packet of all this stuff they're trying to sell me, bereavement, therapy, and books, and all this other crap. I was like, oh my God. So that's the grand total of like compassion in the world toward me. My family sucks. It's not just my parents. Although I wouldn't be at all surprised if my parents trained everybody and showed them by example how I should be treated. And so the rest of the family just does what they think I'm supposed to be, Everybody else does it, so I guess they're going to do it too. They treat me the same way that I've been treated in the past by other people. They're just, following the example. But still, it is very super pervasive. So this is the point of this, is to say, one, you have avoidant personality disorder 24/7, 365 or 6 days a year. It doesn't ever go away. It haunts you in your dreams when nobody's around. It's there all the freaking time. That's why it's a personality disorder. It's not just an anxiety issue. It's, that's why if you're young enough that your personality has not been set, work on this hard so that you can get some relief from it, and it's not whoa, it's not a cat jumping under my feet so I step on him. Coming between my feet in the middle of the night when I can't see. It's not smart, cat. Anyway, and then the second thing is, like I said, it's not just my parents and my sister are whacked and how they treat me is whacked. It is other people, and it's this pattern that you pick up on. Like I said, they treat everybody else like better than average, and me, I'm the bottom of the heap. I have somebody else I know with avoidant personality disorder who is the eldest child of the family, and there's all these other kids, and he was treated like garbage, and everybody else was treated better than him, and he's the only one. And it's like, okay, here's example of people treated good, and then black sheep, one and only that was treated like garbage. And that is how avoidant personality disorder does you in. If you're bullied in school, you're seeing all these kids being treated basically the same way, and then you're the scapegoat, the one they found to go after for no reason whatsoever, and then it does in your self-esteem tanks because you're like, okay, well, I don't see the difference, but there must be something that I'm not picking up on. And you start believing yourself, and that is how you get this. So, anyway, I've rambled on forever. I gotta get these cats in the house. I don't think it's gonna rain, but still. I gotta shut up before I, lose my voice. So that's what happened today. Bye.